Okay, so we're back with Maximum Carnage Part 4, which is contained in Adjectiveless Spider-Man number 35. This Spider-Man is an amazing, spectacular, or sensational in any way. He's just average Spider-Man, not deserving of any adjectives to describe him. So, I guess this is the Spider-Man who works in the mailroom or something and never gets a raise or never gets anything other than adequate in his performance reviews. But yeah, this is a classic example of of the type of cover that got me picking up comics when I was a kid. And you don't see these covers anymore, really. You just see the hero standing there most of the time, or some bad attempt to do manga style art, but from people who don't understand manga, really. They just want everything to have big eyes and be squishy, and they think that makes it manga. It doesn't. But anyway, so you have all these villains on one side of the page, all the way up, high in the air, and then you have anti-hero Venom and Black Cat and Spider-Man on the hero side. And this is just what I think of when I think of a classic cover. When I think of those things that made me pick up a comic when I was 8. And I know some people find this off-putting. And yeah, when you do too many big events in a year, it can leave you with it can leave you feeling drained. But this works. But the part 4 or 14 part, that works. When I was a kid, it would get me excited because I mostly do a pop culture from TV and books, and normal books. And with them, within a single book or a single episode, most problems are resolved. Even in the stuff that is aimed at adults, you'd still mostly have it resolved within an hour. So this would seem so much more epic, and I feel like I was getting in on something with a grand scope. Also, I give them a break on the events that happened in '93, on all the events that they had for Spider-Man in '93, since it was his 30th anniversary. So I think they were definitely trying to make the whole year a big celebration. So they did these events. But yeah, this was my favorite storyline as a kid, and it still is one of my favorite storylines in all of comics. So yeah. So we're here. Team Venom. Maximum Carnage, Chapter 4. Come in, gang. Be it ever so crumbled, there's no place like home. Yeah, like it, Carnage. This is where they store... You like it, Carnage? This is where they store stage props for rock shows. I learned about that back when I was a groupie. I love it, Shriek. You can have your pet doppelganger drop those guards now. Souvenirs we don't need. Ya good, babe? I've always buzzed on heavy metal. It's all about... Laws are only words. You can do anything you want. Anything, as long as you got the guts to make it happen. I've always buzzed on heavy metal. It's all about chaos. And chaos is the future. Laws are only words. You can do anything you want. Anything, as long as you got the guts to make it happen. That's a little lesson we're gonna teach the world. Together! And thus the next 90s family sitcom was born. Sounds great, Carney. Just one thing. I think I'm gonna be sick. Something smells like... sulfur. And back at Peter and Mary Jane's house, Mary Jane storms out because, well, between Harry dying and everything, this is just too much. She's on her last leg. She doesn't have any idea where she's gonna go, but she doesn't particularly care at the moment. When you have pretty much nude when you have pretty much nude psychopaths showing up at your door, half dead, that's it. I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. As I said in the live stream, I don't like that they did this with Mary Jane, but at least they had her and Peter talk it out like adults in the end and move on with their lives, and they didn't stay in this place. And they made sure it happened after a ton of super stressful stuff had happened, including Harry Osborn's death. But they can't even tell us out they were involved with. So yeah. So at least they didn't go full Arrow, because we all know you never go full Arrow. Meanwhile, Eddie Brock is recovering on the couch, and Peter and MJ seem to have that same blanket. Every old person I've ever met has in their living room. What do you know? On their couch. Do you think we wanted to come back here to seek alliance with the man we despise most in the world? We had no choice. Carnage is back. I know, but how? Cletus Cassidy used a spawn of your own living costume to turn into Carnage, but we destroyed that spawn at the Madison Square Garden. See, Amazing Spider-Man number 363. And if the alien had survived, my other would sense it. No, in some manner we don't understand, Cassidy has found another way to become Carnage. Silly me, I thought things couldn't get worse. We rest, heal our wounds. When that's done, and we're whole again, we'll find and stop Carnage. Well, I guess if... Hey, wait a minute! We? You mean you in your symbiote costume? Or... You mean you and me, or you in your city symbiote costume? Or you and me, Eddie? Eddie! Ah, good night. It's like talking to a Vorlon. I can't help him. He's a psychotic murderer. I should web him up and call the Volt. Then again, he may also be the best bet for me nailing Carnage. Volt is a prison for supervillains. Blast. Not only do things not get better, they don't get simpler either. I have to get out of here. At least Venom won't do any harm while he's sleeping. Okay, I'm out. Now what? I've got so used to leaning on Mary Jane, to confiding in her. But even if she wasn't too angry to listen, I don't know where she is. And who else could understand this kind of problem? I found MJ. Where do I turn? Moments later, in Felicia Hardy's Sun Brighton bedroom. That felt good. Maybe I'll just lie back and sleep another 10 hours. I think you're taking Black Cat a little literally. The only way you could take it even more literally is if you got your skin pigment changed and dyed your hair. Can we talk? Geez, Spider. You just scared me out of at least 8 lives. Nevertheless, a short while later, so that's it. As the Black Cat, you've dealt with your share of superpowered nutcases, so what's your advice? No contest. We have to help Venom to stop Carnage. Again with the we? While in Forest Hills at the home of May Parker, MJ shows up. And she talks to the 2 people who aren't gonna matter soon in the book, because, well, you'll see. Anytime we talk, we here at Marvel hate our flagship character so much. Anytime we toss him a bone of happiness, you can bet it's just there to yank it away so that he can feel even worse. Yes, we are. Yes, the writers and editors at Marvel Comics are indeed assholes. Near the waterfront, so to hit next, there are so many targets. So what to hit next? There are so many targets. A problem I myself share, but by following the psychic link to my ex-partner, the doppelganger, I found my next victim, Demi-Goblin. I read about this guy in the institution, but one of my sound blasts will do nothing but make noise, while my pumpkin bombs will give you a taste of Hades. Doppel, give me a hand, huh? He's just sitting there. Must be confused, wondering whether to help me or the goblin. I hate wishy-washy. No problem, honey lips. I'll just lasso that Halloween wannabe with some costume tendrils. Feel the pain of hellfire, and that's just the beginning. When you and your foul compatriots lie in pieces, I'll find others to punish, until every sinner in this world is nothing but bones and ash. You wanna kill people? Cripes! Beelzebub, why didn't you say so? All you gotta do is join us. It's not that cut and dry, Felicia. The world isn't black and white. Sure, I know Carnage has to be stopped, but partnering up with Venom means condoning his ruthless methods, and that can't be right. Sometimes you have to stroke the devil to save the righteous. You coming? Yeah, and there's the logic that gave us one more day. I like this Peter better. Before he listened to people like the Black Cat. I don't. There's an old saying, Spider. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Think about it. That's right, Gobby. We're gonna rock the world. Bury it in body parts. And we don't care who gets shredded on the way. So why don't you come along? We'll help you smoke some sinners. Collaborating might expedite my quest at that. Very well. I accept. How can you trust him? I don't. I know he'll cross us eventually. But until then, think of what a dandy little bloodletter he'll make. Soho. Good. Good. Our strength has returned. And it's not the only thing gruesome. Yo, Black Cat. Come to play again? Ugh. Venom broke my nose once, almost killed me. But I have to stand my ground. Yeah, the broken nose. When he almost killed you, the broken nose is the thing you're really going to remember. I don't want you, Venom. I want what you want. I've come to help put Carnage in a body bag. Alone? No. Spider? Spider? Okay, I'm in, but here are the rules. I'm aboard to save lives. If anyone on either side tries to kill someone, I'll do whatever it takes to stop them. Got it? Again, this is the adult Peter Parker. The adult, moral Peter Parker and Spider-Man, we don't see anymore. Get back to this. Look at this issue. You want to know how to get comics out of their death spin? How to get out of a death spin where the best-selling Spider-Man book, at its best, maybe clears 100,000 issues, but mostly just clears around 40 to 50,000 a month. This is how you do it. here's the thing. Yes, there was a crash. There was a collector's boom followed by a crash. But even after the crash, books like Spider-Man still sold copies. Still sold 1 million or more copies a month. So something has gone seriously wrong. I'm sorry for this little rant in the middle of my review, but it just strikes me. I've just been reading some of the more recent Dan Slott issues, and it just strikes me of just how much more adult and likable Spider-Man is in this issue. And this storyline was considered trash at the time. A lot of longtime fans considered this to be trash, because Spider-Man was working with villains in any capacity. So the trash of yesterday puts to shame what's being published today, I guess is my point. I hate this, but sometimes decisions have to be made, even if both choices are repulsive. Besides, Kat is out of her league. By going along, maybe I can keep her from getting hurt. Yeah, just keep telling yourself that, Spidey. Just keep telling yourself that. Darn it, got the machine. Hello, Peter? You there? If you are, pick up the phone, okay? Please, Peter. Please, darling. Don't be dead. Let's move out, boys and girls. Time for a little gashing and gutting. No, not now, not ever. Who? Surely you haven't forgotten Cloak. Ever since Dagger was vaporized in the Church of the Holy Ghost in Web of Spider-Man number 101. I've been teleporting to every rat hole in the city, including ones you used to frequent, screeching for the scum responsible for screeching for the scum responsible. Now I've found you, and you're going to pay in kind. Nothing. Here either. And I'm not picking up anything on local news reports. I've got to find them. There has to be some clue, some sign. Over here. Your sound blast hurt, but didn't stop me. Then perhaps burning will. Not when my cloak can absorb your fire into the dimension before. He's down, doppelganger. Finish him. No! Talk about the nick of time. Just remember what I said about killing. Carnage brains. Yum! I knew this was a mistake. Looks like the boys are busy. How about you and I dance for a while? Doppel. Because the comics code still is a little iffy on whether or not they still sometimes cause you trouble when a man punches a woman, even if she is a vicious serial killer. So yeah, but for some reason they don't have problems with women punching women, so that's fine. So yeah, it's gonna be you and me. Ow! That freak's web line cut through my boot. Cutting through my boot. But the polarized mesh claws in my gloves can do some snazzy snipping of their own. Now how about a waltz? Your senseless slaughter of innocence is about to end, Cassidy. Oh, get real, Pops. I almost scrubbed you and the spider guy before, and this time I'm not alone. Neither are we. Yes, the dark dimension will teach him a lesson no earthly punishment can match. Oh no, I understand Cloak's rage, but he's liable to... Fat chance, Sparky. With this costume, I'm stronger than any dopey dimension. He's pulling free, and I'm happy about that. Of course, leaving some of myself behind smarts a bit. But you know what they say, No pain, no reign of terror, that is. I better, huh, cat? Leave her alone! What the? Normally I kind of dig on guys in spandex, but in about 3 seconds, I break out of these lines. I'm gonna give you such a heart. No time! We got better things to do. Doppel. It's not beneath your holiest flame the roof. It's not beneath your flame the roof. Shriek. Gotcha, Carney. Demo fire up and away I go. The whole place is falling apart. Cloak's already teleported out, and we better follow his example. Fast! They're getting away. Venom, stay on Carnage. We can't. The flames wrecked us. Barely hanging on. It's up to you. Venom lost consciousness. He's falling back towards the warehouse. Hasn't got a chance if I don't. Someone moaning. Oh Lord, Cat. Didn't make it out. She must have been hurt. And the fire's closing in. If I let Carnage go, hundreds could die. But if I leave, the Cat and Venom, they'll die. I've had to make some hard decisions in the last few hours, but how can I possibly make this one? How? Find out in Spectacular Spider-Man number 201 as Maximum Carnage continues. Yeah, I absolutely freaking love this issue. This is epic in every sense of the word. And this cliffhanger, it feels like the sort of thing they would have done on the old Superman radio show back in the day or something. It feels like, which is a good thing. I happen to hold that radio show in high esteem. But this is epic comic book storytelling at its very best. Comics don't get much. I don't see how comics get much better than this. It's full of action. It's full of character. It has somebody stay up for the right thing, even when it's tough. It has a hero. It has an internal battle of the hero trying to stick to his morals, even as that seems to become more and more impossible, and people and everyone around him is telling him to give up. It just is great. The only downside is what they did with Mary Jane, but they even kind of resolved that within the issue. It's just that Peter's not home to pick up the phone. So, yeah, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. This is just great comic book storytelling at its best, and I hope you enjoyed it. But as is a new feature, in the comments section, I would like to hear what you thought of this issue. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree with me? I don't care. But on the comic section or on Twitter, comment section on this video or on Twitter, let me know. Alright? See you next time.